All right, for this lesson, we are going to discuss how to find the area of a triangle specifically. Now, I went ahead and put this picture on here because it gives you all of the formulas you're going to need to know for a lot of this stuff. So put this in your journals right here, this key concepts and vocabulary. Write that down. So pause the video and put this in your journals. You need to know all of these formulas. Now, I don't expect you to have them memorized. I will allow you to use your journals if and when we take a test or a quiz on this, but you do need to have it written down. I'm not going to let you use your books. No. But for this lecture, we're going to focus on area of a triangle. Okay? So let's go do an example. At any point, you can pause the video if you need to write longer. Okay, so we have a triangle here. And to find the area of a triangle, you're using the formula 1/2 the base times the height. Let me write that out for you. Area equals 1/2 of the base times the height. Okay, if you need to write that down in your journals, please do so. Okay, so the base being this bottom part of a triangle, the height being the vertical part of the triangle. The reason we do 1/2 is because to find the area of a rectangle, you do base times height. Well, this is cut in half because it's a triangle. So, for the area for this guy, area is 1/2 of the 5 times the 8. You guys may use calculators for this lesson, by the way. So 1/2, what's 5 times 8? So 1/2 of 40 equals 20. And then you see that it has labeled square feet. You can also put feet squared. Now when you're doing the IXL, you don't have to put the label, it has it for you. But 20 would be your answer, 20 feet squared. Okay, let's do another one. This way you can see all the different types of triangles they're going to give you. So this one is still same formula, even though you can see that it's got a much longer base and then it looks like the vertical parts on the inside of the triangle. It's still the same measurements that you want to use. So again, area equals 1/2 of the base times the height. So area equals 1/2. Base is 17 inches. Height is 14 inches. So you're going to do 1/2 of 17 times 14, which is 238. So half of that would be 119. And again, this is square inches or inches squared, however you want to have that. So you would plug 119 in here. Okay? Key here, guys, is to keep that formula handy and you just plug in all the parts. Let's do one more, or maybe two more. I think I have one more. No, I have two more. Okay, here's another type of triangle. But again, you have the base length and you have the height length, so you can still do this. I'm going to rewrite the formula. Now, you don't have to write the formula every time. I'm rewriting it to help you remember. Area equals 1/2 base times height. So 1/2 of the 20 times 10. So 1/2 of 20 times 10 would be 200. Well, half of 200 would be 100. And then it is labeled yards squared. Anytime you have area, you have it squared. Yards squared. So you just put 100 in there. Okay? All right, let's do one more. I think I have one with decimals. Okay, so even though this is dealing with decimals, you're still going to do the same. 1/2 of base times height. base times height. So you have area equals 29.9, whoops, 1/2. Let me start that over. I forgot the 1/2. Now I could put the 1/2 at the end, it doesn't really matter, but base is 37.9 times 29.9. So 1/2 of 37.9 times 29.9 is 1133.21, and then half of that, 566.605. When you're dealing with decimals, see if it tells you how many you're supposed to round to. Sometimes you round to 2. But in this case, you would put this whole answer in there. All right, I want to draw one more. Sometimes you're going to get a triangle that looks like this. You have your base, and then you have your angle, and then this part comes at an angle. It's not the best drawing, but it'll work for this. And then this is how they label it. They tell you that, let's just say this is 10, and then they do this number. And then they tell you that this length right here is 14. Okay, you still treat this as this part being your base. Let me use a different color. This part being your base, the difference is this part's your height. So I would still say 1/2 times base times height. So 1/2 of 10 times 14 is 140. And then divide that by 2. So I would get 70. And let's just say this is centimeters. Okay, so sometimes they design it a little funky, but the math still works. Okay, so biggest thing you need to learn from this lesson is area of a triangle is 1/2 the base times the height. All right, let me know if you need help.